25 years ago, our industry was taught a lesson. We learned from it, and today provides a forum for that continued learning and sharing those hard-learned lessons between us. 167 men died as a result of the Piper Alpha catastrophe. 167 lives lost and hundreds, if not thousands, directly impacted by the disaster. In September of last year, Oil and Gas UK announced that they would be marking the 25th anniversary of Piper Alpha by organising a conference. Our Workforce Involvement Day forms part of the bigger Piper 25 event. I have to say thanks to two people. Firstly, a guy called Steve Walton, who is a safety rep on the Brent Charlie. Steve, through leadership and positive challenge, gave Oil and Gas UK the suggestion that a paid event for safety reps was just not possible. And therefore, Malcolm Webb committed to providing 10% free spaces going forward to all Oil and Gas UK safety-related events. The second challenge is to another Steve, who actually, when we sat back and patted ourselves on the back and said 50 people coming to an event for Piper Alpha free of charge is a good thing, Steve Walker, who was then the head of the offshore division, just said it didn't feel like enough. It didn't feel like that was workforce engagement. We have 22,000 people offshore and 50 feels like we're selling ourselves short. So, with that challenge, we went away and had to deliver something different. Today's event has been jointly organised by Step Change and also the Health and Safety Executive, made up with a steering group from members of the workforce, members of Step Change's Workforce Engagement Steering Group and HSE's Workforce Involvement Group. Today's event was about ensuring that this was developed by the workforce for the workforce, and that involvement, engagement, or whatever else you call it, is going to be at the heart of our safety improvement initiatives. Steve, I certainly hope that we've met those challenges. We have, I think, 550 plus seats here, so I think we should be rightfully proud of what we've done. Yesterday, Lord Cullen addressed the conference and reminded us of the importance of workforce safety reps and the need for a strong and positive safety culture. Judith Hackett, chair of the HSE, highlighted that safety reps were indeed a real force for improving the safety culture, and workforce engagement cannot be achieved through legislation. That it is in fact the responsibility of each and every one of us to play our part in creating that strong and positive safety culture. Jake Malloy, RMT regional organiser, provided a workforce perspective and reminded us that there's still more to do, as there are still some dark corners out there that we have to shine the light of engagement and get into those corners. These events, of course, don't just happen, and we owe a huge debt of thanks to many, many people. The companies who sponsored it, and just to acknowledge them, our principal sponsor Apache, our supporting sponsors of Baker Hughes, Shell UK and Wood Group PSN, and of course IEDC North Sea Chapter, who sponsored the travel. Without those contributions, it would have been impossible to run this event at no cost to the workforce, and we are hugely thankful for that. I think also thanks has to be paid to the steering group, Dave Walker, Les Larger, Mikey Craig, Nicky Elphinston, Ken Gillen, Scott Mitchell and Willie Watt. Their contributions have helped shape this event today, and as you go through the conference, if you meet these guys, please join me in thanking them for what they've achieved. I'd also, without being entirely shameless, like to thank the Step Change team. I am hugely fortunate to have what I consider to be the best team I've ever worked with. Kevin McKenzie, Gillian Simpson, Emily Taylor, Emma Robertson and Izzy Singer. These guys have, over the past weeks, worked tirelessly, and I mean tirelessly, to pull this event together. Their commitment, their contribution, and the way they've showed up every day to ensure that this event's success has been outstanding. But most importantly, thanks to you for turning up in such numbers. It is a demonstration of workforce engagement. Regardless of what suit be it boiler or designer, this is workforce. We are all workforce. Jake said yesterday that in the event that he was no longer elected, as a member of the workforce, he'd hope to return offshore. Well, I can't make that call because I was an instrument tech, and if anybody ever employs me again as an instrument tech, I'd be sorely disappointed because my competency has long since lapsed. But today is about what's working well, because there are some really great examples out there, and we must recognise those. But it's also about looking in the mirror, looking at what more we can do and what more we must do, both as individuals and as an industry collectively, to underpin our commitment at all levels of workforce, leading the safety improvement effort. You'll see in your event programme the agenda for today. We have a small change to that agenda. We're very lucky to have Steve Ray, a Piper Alpha survivor, who's going to give the final address with us today. So we will run 1 or 2 minutes over. I'm not going to apologise for that. I've seen Steve's address, and I think it is absolutely the best way to end this event. The topics for the breakout sessions are on your programme, as is the safety briefing and the Wi-Fi codes. If any of you are interested in Twitter, there's a hashtag as well, and we'd encourage you to engage in that. I'll explain how the rest of the day works just before we go for coffee. There's also an opportunity to ask questions to the panel later. So if you do have questions, there's a wall immediately at the back, and there are some big yellow stickies and other things there. Write your questions up on the wall. Actually see what everybody else is thinking. And those can be a place for sharing good practice as well as positive challenge. We'll put those questions to the panel later and hopefully address as many as we possibly can. Like many things in our industry, great ideas really do come from our workforce. The video that we're about to see started with one of our industry's OIMs. When Ken Gillen, who sits on the Step Changing Safety's Workforce Engagement Steering Group, proposed that we should have a stand down across the UKCS as part of the conference, the what was immediately agreed, the how we had to develop. The stand down became a timeout, and that timeout indeed became the timeout for Piper. It's aligned with the conference aims, an opportunity to reflect on what happened and reinforce our individual and collective resolve to continue to play our part, to continue to improve our safety performance, and to continue to put workforce engagement at the heart of everything we do. At this time, the video is also being shown at the main Piper 25 conference on offshore installations in the UKCS, as well as in offices, cinemas and boardrooms, not just in Aberdeen, but around the world. The evocative artwork in the video was drawn by the hand of Sue Jane Taylor, who was offshore in the months prior to the disaster. She sketched many of the men on Piper Alpha and went on to create the iconic memorial that now sits in Hazelhead Park. The short film was produced for Step Change by the art department and features audio from a BBC Radio 3 drama, Piper Alpha, The Human Price of Oil, written by a guy called Stephen Phelps. After the film, one of the organising committee, and I must actually say a real inspiration, and he's been a real pleasure to get to know, Mikey Craig, representing the Workforce Involvement Group, will ask us, are we learning? The first question the video asks is, where were you on the 6th of July, 1988? For many of us in industry, we know exactly where we were when we first heard the news of the tragedy. For me, I was actually starting the final year of my apprenticeship at Dooney Nuclear Research Facility. On hearing the news that something awful had happened, we drove to Wick on the northeast coast. As we'd heard, we could see an orange glow on the horizon. I actually can't recall if I saw an orange glow, but I do remember thinking, offshore is not for me. 11 months later, and pretty much exactly 24 years ago today, I was offshore, living on the Faroes, working on Claymore Alpha, Piper's sister platform, preparing for first oil post-Piper, and caught up in the industrial action that dominated the late 80s. Please give this video your full attention. When it finishes, I ask you to remain in your seats, and we'll allow a couple of minutes to absorb what you've seen. For many, I will suspect you want to take a moment to reflect on loved ones, colleagues and acquaintances that were lost on that fateful day 25 years ago. I'd also like to acknowledge one person in the room, Harry Calder. I met Harry 2 weeks ago. I had the privilege of shaking Harry's hand, and you'll understand why that's a privilege when you see the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now play the video, Remembering Piper, the night that changed our world.
We'll have to sign those permit to work tags off, Jeff.
I'm on the production deck.
Where's Bob?
Yeah, a JCP alarm. Looks like the flash drum's knocked out.
We'll have to get A-pump going again.
I'm going to fill the com.
I've got a gas alarm in C module, low-level gas, zone 3. And one of the centrifugal compressors has tripped. That's 2 gone now. Another gas detector. That's the 3rd compressor. Now we're really in the shit.
Try the radio again.
Where are you? Have you got to the pumps yet? Can you hear me? You'll have to shout. They've all gone down. C module east, I think. I don't know. I'll have a look. Oh, Jesus.
Jeff! Jeff, you okay?
I'm fine, I think. Where are you? Oh, shit. Supposed to be bloody emergency lighting, isn't there? All the telemetry's out. Phones too.
Mayday. This is MV Lowland Cavalier standing off Piper Alpha. Explosion and fire on oil production platform Piper Alpha. All vessels. Silver Pit launching fast rescue craft.
You feel the floor lift? It felt like about a foot.
What now?
You got up top to the galley. They'll get you up to the helideck when the chopper's coming. That's the drill. I'll see you up there.
Where are you going?
Fire team mate muster in the mech shop down on 83 foot level.
Yeah, but going down doesn't seem like a good idea.
Aye, well, someone's got to do it. Anyway, there's not been a fire alarm. Has there?
Oxy HQ. This is a Tharos semi-submersible standing off Piper Alpha production platform. There's been an explosion on Piper Alpha. Looks like there might be an evacuation. Please inform Grampian Police and Maritime Rescue Coordination Centre.
Mayday. We're abandoning the radio room. We're abandoning the radio room. We can't take any more. We're on fire.
This is Tartan Platform calling Claymore. Tartan calling Claymore, do you read me? Do you have contact with Piper Alpha Platform? Do you read me? Over?
Get in here, quick!
Shut that door! You're letting more smoke in!
It's buckled! It won't!
Get a towel over your face like this. No, you've got to get it wet. And keep checking those cabins. Right. Anyone in there? We've got to get everyone up to reception. Into reception and the galley.
Is that right, Mr. Walker? There's a flame right up the side of the block.
Follow me!
Paris to heavy, what can you see? Huge plume of smoke. Dense black smoke. coming from the southeast corner, blowing right across the platform.
Down, man. It's better on the floor.
Oh, these lights can't see anything anyway.
Steady now, keep calm. I think when they spent $1 billion on this crate, the emergency lights might have lasted more than 15 minutes.
Bobby!
Bob!
Come here! Hey, you're fire crew, aren't you?
Not that it's much use with sod all coming out of the hoses. And what the hell's happened to the deluge system?
Well, his diver's down, so it's on manual.
Oh, that's great. The switches are on the pumps, aren't they?
Listen, there's a couple of BA sets in reception. If we could get down there...
Okay.
Shit! This stuff's active. What's burning here?
The towel, man. Breathe through the towel.
Let me out. I can't stand this.
It's a bloody inferno out there.
It's better waiting here to die. Someone said it could be hydrogen sulfide and all this.
And worse.
Yeah, through the kitchen.
No way. No way. Harry Calder went... I'm Fowler with him. I told him they were mad. They were going to try and get up to the heli-decks. No chance.
Who's that?
Who the hell's in charge here? I mean, what are we supposed to be doing?
Just wait, man. Hang on, they'll get us off.
Sod that. I've already tried doing what we're supposed to do.
Lifeboats?
Can't get near him.
I mean, either.
They were smashing windows down on A deck. Still couldn't get to him. This is Piper Alpha Galley. We're in the galley. Over. Can anybody hear me?
Did you get anyone?
10 minutes ago. Just Robbie Carroll in the control room. Bye. Get on with it! There's plenty more to come down!
Come on, man.
Come on, let's go. There's a block stop halfway down.
Okay. You'll all get off. If everyone keeps calm.
For Christ's sake, that was one of the risers gone. The whole lot's gonna go in a minute.
Come on, Bob. Let's go. It's going to get desperate if we don't get up there soon.
Where are you going?
Up. Got to get to the fire pump.
Well, you can't. It's not up there.
Got to dampen it down somehow. Come on, Bob.
The foot of the leg over there. There's men in the water. And more coming down that rope. Look. That little beacon platform.
Help! Help me!
Bloody hell, you're nearly round down. Get the boat hook. Here. You okay?
Yeah.
Where do you come from?
Jumps. Couldn't get up to the lifeboat. The whole production deck's on fire.
Don't open the bloody doors!
No one's coming, mate. We've got to get down, get below the fire. Shit! Look! Water! It's a Tharis!
The door!
She's got a water cannon going! Christ, you'll have to get in closer! Here! Over here! Sod it! Anybody coming?
Oh, God! Fool, come on!
The cord, he's got his hands locked on.
Let go of the net! Let go, we can't get you on board!
This is madness, striking injured men at the side. And can somebody try and fix that bloody searchlight?
It's no good staying here. We got to try and get down.
You're mad. We gotta stay up here. Wait for the choppers.
They'll never get in all this smoke.
Look, he's up a bit. Over there, eh?
I'm getting out the way I came in.
Look, there's an emergency ladder over there. Could be a way down to the pipe deck. Who's coming?
I'm in.
And me. Come on then, let's go.
You're bloody mad, you lot.
Hey!
Hey, Thanos! Somebody hear us from up here.
Wait, then! Wait, come on!
Hey, up here! Hey! They can't see us either. Not in the smoke.
I've got the water cannon on. If they see us, they'll spray over here!
They'll never. They've done it. Thank God.
Get your face in the water before they move on!
Are they coming?
The helicopters?
You're the radio op, aren't you?
We sent Maydays. They'll come when they can.
What? And put down here? With the catch netting and fire?
We're right on top. It only needs the wind to shift.
No chance. I'm going down again.
Well, don't go back in the galley, for God's sake. It's the black hole of Calcutta in there.
No way. I've already seen 2 or 3 drop dead inside there.
Come on. Just jump. Let go of the rope. Well done. Now, you two, quick, before the whole lot comes down. That's it. Well done. Okay, let's get out of here.
Hey, wait!
Brian, wait! There's 2 more. We'll hit and go back.
Ian, go under that table. Here, look. Some room under there, guys.
For Christ's sake!
Get in here. Oh, it's so bloody hot. Don't speak. Just Ian, keep awake. Come on.
No! Come on! I can't swim! Okay, well, just swing down on the rope then. I'll not let you go in. Ah! That's it. Stop! No, stop! We're caught! We've got ropes tangled on the A-frame. I'll have to clear them.
Oh, shit! Bloody hell, I thought we were gone then. I felt like we were dropping out of the way. Ah!
I'm sorry. Andy, you okay?
Help me, someone, I'm trapped.
We're knackered. There's no way out of this.
I can't.
The whole bloody thing's falling down.
At least it'd be cool in the sea, eh?
Harry, shake my hand.
Don't.
Just shake my hand, Harry.
Can't get this bloody foot. Whoever. I mean, if I get out of this.
We're not getting out of this, Harry.
Look, I can see right across to the pipe deck. Come on, let's at least try and get to the edge. There's no point. Come on, man. Tell him, Mike.
It's better than staying here.
Okay, Harry. Oh, come on. And keep low. Nowhere. Get up, Ian. Run. I can't. My shoes are melted.
Ah! Don't touch these pipes!
Jump, man, jump.
Okay. Hand across the life jacket. Hold nose.
We are on fire.
Here! Over here! Where? Where are you? I can't see!
Here, for Christ's sake! I'm over here!
Someone get up to the bridge! We need some light down here!
How many you got?
2 on board! One's bad!
Only 2?
You can't see them! Everything's orange! There's flames everywhere! From the platform! And there's burning oil on the sea!
Are they bad?
Everything's bloody orange! You can't see the life jackets! It's mad! And anyway, where are all the solid lifeboats?
Are they bad?
This one might be dead. And the other one's got his clothes all burnt off. How the hell are we going to get them up there?
It's crazy down there.
It's crazy up here, mate.
This is the bloody standby vessel, isn't it? There are men down there in agony with their burns, and we can't even get them into a cabin. There's bulkheads and stairs. It's just bloody ridiculous.
It's all ridiculous. I mean, look at it. It's unreal.
Your medic's a bit overwhelmed down there.
How could you ever expect anything like this?
Are they still finding men alive?
A few, but they're having trouble seeing them. The bloke that just went down below said he'd been shouting for 20 minutes.
Shouting? Maybe we could hear someone. I mean, someone shouting for help. Get the skipper to cut the engines for a bit.
Worth a try.
My God! Look at no chance anyone left in there. It'll be suicide. Golf Yankee Bravo to Pharos.
Pharos receiving you, Golf Yankee Bravo. What can you see?
The whole Piper Alpha platform is totally engulfed in flames. We can hardly see anything but flames. Just fire everywhere.
Take it easy there. These men are in a bad way.
Okay, drop your end, swing round a bit. No, to the right.
Get them down below and I'll be down as soon as I can.
We need some morphine.
I said I'll be down as soon as I can.
Nimrod 01 to Maritime Rescue.
Maritime Rescue to Nimrod 01. Go ahead, Nimrod.
Overhead Piper fuel platform now.
What's the situation?
It's an absolute bloody disaster. Dense smoke and flames. Huge flames.
What's the platform status?
Virtually nothing. Main platform structure not visible above the surface. We estimate flames to be 600 feet high.
Repeat, please, Nimrod.
You heard correctly. Flames estimated at 600 feet. Looks like a really big one.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, the 19th of January, 1989, marks the opening of Part 1 of my inquiry, the Cullen Inquiry, into the circumstances of the accident on Piper Alpha and its cause. I have been given the responsibility of reporting to the Secretary of State on the circumstances of the accident and its cause, together with any observations and recommendations which I think fit to make with a view to the preservation of life and the avoidance of similar accidents in the future.
When you went first on to Piper Alpha, Mr. Ralph, were you given a safety induction training on arrival at the platform?
Not on this occasion, when I arrived there, but I did have one many years ago, about 10 years ago, when I first went to Piper.
Had you any repeat safety induction on arrival at the platform on any of your other tours of duty?
No.
Eventually, was there a further massive explosion on the platform?
There was a heap of them.
Did you see the platform begin to disintegrate?
She melted away, yes.
Did you see the accommodation quarters going?
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
When she became just a ball of flames all over, the derrick was one of the last things to collapse to the north. And then after that, she was really just a towering inferno. You could see the north side of the thing just going into the water.
The north side just collapsed into the water?
Just slowly. It melted away.
In my considered opinion, Occidental can have been in no doubt as to the grave consequences for the platform and its personnel in the event of a prolonged high-pressure gas fire. A memo dated the 18th of March 1988 stated that structural integrity could be lost within 10 to 15 minutes if a fire was fed from a large pressurized hydrocarbon inventory. A property loss prevention report to Occidental dated the 14th of October 1986 commented on the pipelines to and from the platform. Further, in 1987, Occidental's Loss Prevention Department prepared a preliminary report which described various scenarios which could weaken the platform's structural steel support members and the means of firefighting in each case. One of these was an oil or gas riser rupture. In the case of a rupture on the pipeline side of the emergency shutdown valve, the ESV, no direct action could be taken on the platform to stem the flow of hydrocarbon. These passages, from reports to Occidental themselves, could be used to describe what happened in the disaster. A total of 61 of the personnel of Piper survived the event. Their evidence was heard at the inquiry. In the light of that evidence, it can be seen that they escaped from the platform in the following ways. 27 descended by rope from the 68-foot level to the 20-foot level. 7 climbed down a rope or hose from the 68-foot level or a navigation platform below it and dropped into the sea. 5 jumped off the 68-foot level or the platform just below. 1 jumped off a roof beside the drilling derrick. 15 jumped off at the level of the pipe deck, 131 feet. And 5 jumped off at the level of the heli deck, 175 feet. "16 of the deceased from Piper were recovered from the surface of the sea. 38 were recovered from the seabed. And 81 were recovered from inside the accommodation. 30 persons from Piper remain missing and should be presumed to have died on the 6th of July as a result of the disaster. 2 members of the crew of the Sandhaven's fast rescue craft also died.